If you and your party ever made a final stand against an unbeatable foe, go ahead and click that follow button, get in chat, hang out with us. Welcome everyone to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role-playing, and video games. I'm your host Mikey, and I'm a freelance filmmaker, TRPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch. And today, we'll be continuing our first playthrough of Wildermyth, a procedurally generated tactical RPG inspired by the best tabletop experiences. Let's get right into it, shall we? Nyahoy! Did I actually say that out loud? Hello, Three-Eyed Magpie. Good to see you again. I'm not sure if we lost you last night. We were just discussing your top 10 video games with Three-Eyed Magpie last night. And let's just say that some stories are quite lengthy to get through. But I hope you're well rested, Three-Eyed Magpie. Hopefully me trying to flail about doing really stupid voices will help you get through the day. I'm not sure where we left you though. Yeah. You see Shiki the Blood online? Yeah, we were just talking about, you know, JRPGs and how he also wanted to experience more Western games because his childhood was defined mostly by the Japanese game developer generation. Anyway, Wildermyth. Alright, everything's smoothly working out. We got it. Alright. So previously on Wildermyth, 3 childhood friends answered the call to adventure, formed the Heartbreakers, and decided to defend their land against rampaging golems. Unfortunately, they were ill-prepared for the task ahead, and they lost one of their own at Mian Ironworks. Forced to retreat, licking their wounds, our heroes desperately tried to look for help, recruited more adventurers to make a final stand at Ardenland Seal. Let's get reacquainted with our party. We have Stouty Belling, the hot-headed peacemaker. What does happiness look like? For Stouty, the answer was always his hometown, where boy life was full of sports and dancing and never growing old. A caravan of bankers recruited him for his talent at mending coin boxes and cart axles. Unfortunately for the bankers, he who puts it together knows also how to pull it apart. His parents came down with a degenerative illness. Angry and insisting that they deserved better, he went in search of the cure. Dun Walden. Skilled at forging compromises, Dun could only credit a childhood among brothers and sisters who had a penchant for teasing and horseplay. Forced to seek dangerous work in order to survive, he grew comfortable among soldiers and skirmishes. He didn't insist on a single goal or idea, just surviving, laughing, enjoying the love he was given. Tarula Singer, the snarky poet. Tarula was born at sea. The rhythm of the ship rocked her to sleep. She endured a lull filled with uneventful labors before adventure finally called. Fond of sultry and sentimental literature, she dreamed of writing her own someday. Tarula also lost an eye in a fight against the golems. Lynn Blackwile, the only one who would answer the call for help. The goofish romantic. The story of Lynn Blackwile. The morning of Lynn's birth, all the women in town fell sick. It was taken as a sign the boy would have no success at courting. A tribe of mushroom people sheltered him for a magical season. He promised to make his way back one day, but would he? He chased luck across the span of maps, even managed to catch it once or twice. Will the Heartbreakers survive the incursion, or will this be their end? Our foes are gathered at Still Livy Forge. but we must achieve our other objectives before we can face them. They blocked us off from Stillavi Forge, and we were forced to retreat. We can't let them find Hiddendale. It's not looking good. Stouty is not yet fully recovered. Tarula lost her eye. Don Walden is grieving the loss of his best friend. And Lynn Blackwile? Who is Lynn Blackwile? Today she'll decide his legacy. Welcome to the stream, Bloody Mary. We're just about to make our what could be the final stand of the Heartbreakers. The Murthagi have come. Shapes form where the far light falls. Brass gleaming and bones aglow. How should the defenders respond? It'll be a story. You'll grin about it someday. Should we charge to the battle, take the fight to them? Or use your knowledge of the land, harry their approach? Or stay hidden until the last moment and fight with cunning? Lin, being from this land, puts up his shovel, yells a battle cry into the air, and calls for a charge. As the opposing numbers become obvious, the cry for courage dies in their throats. This could be the last battle they fight. The little militia quavers around them. The enemies have +1 temporary hit points from Dismay. And we will be facing a Weldling, a Watchman, Spectic, Sommelier. And these are tough bastards. They burn the ground, shoot us from afar, and show no mercy. Will the militia help us get through this, or will we all perish today? Hey, Galeria! Galeria is the name of one of our player characters in our Pendragon game. I'll try to keep you alive, Galeria. So joining our heroes, maybe they're sisters. The 3 sisters, Ariana, Galeria, and Arthver. This is their home, and they will die defending it. Now, let's shake off the cobwebs and see if we still got it. I may have forgotten how to play. So done infuses to the different objects. And he's able to cast spells depending on what he's interfused with. Let's stun this Watchman with books. Oh, what's this? Volley of arrows. Local archers are supporting you for this fight. Tell them where to focus their fire. Archers can fire once every other turn. We'll need that. There's a Watchman over there. Fire! Arrows! Good hit. Can we barrage? Apparently not. Is there anyone here? Let's get Tarula in position. Ah. One is over there. Ariana should get into cover. Will Galeria have a shot from here? I guess not. That's a Sommelier Ah, he's a ranged attacker. That's not good. Let's let them come to us for now. Lynn, what are you going to do? Here they come. Okay. Now's your chance. First, let's have Tarula apply poison. Peer behind. And backstab this guy. Is the enemy close enough? No. Bricks. No range for the barrage, except for this one, I guess. No damage. First, let's have Stouty take a shot. From stealth. And have Lynn finish it off. Hey, Lichcasts. Thanks for dropping by. At work again. I'll keep at it. I'm just gonna be here, trying not to die. This is bad. Good shot. Let's flank this guy. Arthveir Stern. Don't let it get away. Lucky there. Ah, man. They hit hard. This is not looking good. Can we get the archers to take care of the sommelier? No, they're spread apart. Call for arrows. Well, she'll take the shot. Will she do it? Nope. It's in cover. We can't stay split apart. We need to stack up. But Lynn won't follow that. He'll go for the kill. But that... shit. Tarula needs to get out of there. She's not going to make it. Come on. Can I reach any discus? No. Let's interview with this. Interfuse. I guess I can't reach any of the targets. Unless I Splinter Blast. But I'll lose my cover. That's not good. I can't hit the Watchman because I think it's too close. She's gonna have to move here. For now. Wait. Yeah, we needed that cover. Well, see if Tarula can do this. Just to backstab it, hopefully. And she takes down the Watchman. Good job. You should get in cover. Now I think it's safe to... Maybe we'll break this open, giving a path for Arthur and Galeria. They can't reach him though, so we're just gonna have to make a wall. Sommelier is too far. Let's make a wall of defense for now. Galeria will take the lead. Let's have Stouty get ready with a shot. And Ariana, get ready as well. Good. Call for arrows. And the villagers take down another one. And we survived. Tarula almost died again. And we cannot cancel this calamity. The Morthagi now get extra health. This is bad. But we survived to fight another day. Miraculously, our heroes, emboldened by their victory, decide to press on. We need to clear all hostile sites first. We have to make sure the area is secure before heading for our final objective. Time to scout ahead. Unfortunately, we have no one else to recruit. Leveless Hills. We need to take care of the enemy before they can regroup. Let's press on. Well, here's a thought. Maybe Stagcrest Treasury isn't as dangerous as we believed. Crick. Creak. Don't tell me. We're gonna fall. Crash! This happened last time. Huh? Where, Tarula? Down here. Tarula's step has broken the hidden covering of a hunting pit, and she's fallen scuffing and scraping into a dark, rocky hole. You survive okay, Tarula? How far down are you? Oh, far enough. Well, it's always when we feel the most competent. Our footsteps in dung or disaster. This world will humble us. It's great, Lichcast. I'm just exploring 4 different personalities at the same time. It's also allowing me a chance to get to know these characters more. The fact that I'm trying to make an effort to figure out how do they kind of talk, how do they sound like, how are they like as people. So, you know, to get over that procedural generation and our random rolls and just make these characters more fleshed out. I wish I could do more voices, but that's gonna take a lot of training. Lynn, our new recruit. I don't think I've ever voiced him yet. We're close to where those things were spotted. If this is a trap, might be risky to try and get her out. Stouty, ever the nimble one. I'll climb in with her. We can help each other get back up. It doesn't take Stouty long at all. He climbs nimbly down and helps Tarula back to the top. Not a moment too soon. Thankfully, we have +1 temporary hit point because Tarula is not yet fully healed. She's gonna have to take a step back for a while, attack from stealth, maybe go for killing blows. As long as you don't end up fighting more of those damn fire-breathing creatures. You're up, Lynn. Open the door. This seems strangely familiar. Stouty, stack by the door. You as well, Lynn. Stack up. Get ready to interfuse. Done. Alright, Lynn. Open the door. I don't see anything. Hey, welcome back to the stream, Korgol. We're back in Wildermyth. And by the way, another game snuck up on us. And after we play Wildermyth, I don't know if people have heard of the game before, but I'm excited to play it tomorrow for another special extended episode. So I'll be streaming all the way until Saturday. What am I doing? September's been a lot of Kenna and the Bridge of Spirits. Kenna, the Bridge of Spirits. I believe most of the animators there were the ones who did the fan-made Majora's Mask animation, which looked spectacular. And they decided to make a game. And that's why the animation looks amazing. You should check it out. Kenna, the Bridge of Spirits. What is it going to do? Lynn! Right, you scout ahead, Lynn. You open this door, Stouty. Aha! Found one over... Oh, found two of them over here. Let them come and wait for the opportunity to strike. Get ready. Infuse with a skull. We can blind them. That'll help. Let's do it now, shall we? Now we go for the kill. These are hardy bastards. Need to shred that armor. Yeah, I think I saw you share that. Yeah, Timeborn the Beaver game. It is so oddly specific. The premise was so fascinating to read. And yes, Three-Eyed Magpie, I did not know Kenna was releasing today. It's releasing tonight, our time, actually. When I saw it first announced last year, I was really excited about it. Especially since I was super disappointed with Raya, the Last Dragon. Was that Raya, the Last Dragon? Yeah, I mean, it could have been more, I think. But Kenna also gave me similar vibes. So I was skeptical at first. But the reviews are coming in and everyone just agrees it looks absolutely stunning if the gameplay is a bit familiar. But hey. Beavers and fluid dynamics. Who would have thought? Alright, let's try not to die here. Who's up next? Done! Please interfuse with an object, like this metal bucket, so we can shackle this thing and pin him down. Thank you. You're up, Lynn. God damn it. Let's go up behind here. Hide behind Lynn and take a shot. Right, Tarula, don't fail us now. Good, you didn't attack Tarula. Will this be able to reach around the corner? Yes, it will. Finish him off, Tarula. Nice. Lover's Vengeance. Oh yeah, I forgot. Tarula and Stouty have admitted their love for each other. Just before the final stand. Which ended up not becoming a final stand. So that's great. I'm curious to see how that Beaver game turns out. Lich casts. Alright, let's do it. Make sure you're up there defending Lynn. Move as a group. That's right. Tarula can still silk step. Well, she will. Well dodged. Finish him off, Lynn. Now let me guess. Person's right here. Of course he is. Silk step. Ah, these bastards. These weldings. We have to stop this one. I hate their... Ugh. Alright. Don't fail me now. Good. Let's get these things damaged before shit. We can't reach all of them. It's okay, we just have to shred the armor and take down the welding quickly. How did you find me? Oh shit. Tarula, get back. Ugh. Fine. Go with another object then. Rope? For what? Constrict. Dodge though. Constrict again. Dodged again. Finish him off. Dodged. Another arrow. What? Oh, you... Ah. %57%. Can you take the shot, Tarula? She does it. Against all odds, chat. Now for you, Sommelier. Let's see what you have here. Barrage. Soften you up a bit. Move in for the kill. Bad RNG. Good shot. And this'll do it. For that, we found a Talisman of Cunning. I think Tarula will need all the accuracy she can get. The loss of her eye made her accuracy go down, so this will really help. Not so tough, was it? No really gross wounds, which is disappointing, but I'll remember this one. You know me. If I could make everyone survive every battle, I'd die for that. Stouty got in the way of an enemy one time, which made him flee from combat. He took the hit for one of his own, chat. You just think all of the stuff that's out there, evil, yeah? Or just hungry, would come rampaging into our midst and take one of us away. Makes me frustrated. How fragile we all still are. Damn. And now they're gonna deal more damage. Bullshit. Now we can investigate Stilivy Forge, but first, let's secure Stag Crest. Speed is of the essence. We must burn what's not useful. Get it? Ship shape. Stagcrest Treasury has been cleaned and put in good order, with time left for a few days of comfort. Stagcrest Treasury will return to the hands of the common folk, and while they tend it, we'll get resources at the end of the chapter. Let's repair Mian Ironworks. That was destroyed by the monster incursion. Thankfully, we have these number of days until the next incursion and Calamity Guard. We're fine. Mian Ironworks has been made habitable once again. Let's keep this from happening again, if we can. Resources at the end of each chapter. Nice. Ulls. The monster incursion forced us back before we could even build a tomb for a lost friend. He deserves to be remembered. Hey, welcome to the stream, Sanguine Fenris. This is Wildermyth with TRPG Feels. Now, what can Dun and Lin do? Let's continue on and build a tomb. Tomb dedicated in memory of Ulls, a lost friend. This is for you, Ulls. We are going to take back Stilivy Forge for the Morthagi. Normally I'd say sneak up behind them, but there's no behind here. They're all over the place. Not exactly masters of stealth themselves. I can hear their noise from here. Screek, crash, gzz. What do you think they're grinding their gears about? It's a forge. They probably love that stuff. It's like when you put me in front of a ham. Total mayhem. Mayhem. Good one. Oh, look at that. Dun and Lin becoming good friends. So, when it comes to the actual approach... Splitting the party cost us a friend. We must stick together and push in. We're safer in a group. Think of it this way. Stories about easy battles are boring. Zap. Crit. Okay. Battle-hardened enemies. These freaking weldlings who need to die first. Can we do this? First, let's get the sommelier out of the way. Done, you're up. Get in cover. Interfuse with this. And say hello to our sommelier. Nice. Let's rush him. All I have is a shovel. What am I doing? Silk step in position. You as well, Lin. Tarula, I mean. That. Ugh. Right, you're up. Have another Splinter Blast. Why can I not target these things? Splinter... Oh, this one. Log. Splinter Blast. There we go. Right, Lin, finish him off. Good job. Get ready to attack the weldling when he comes out of cover. Not yet. Come out here. Ha! And here comes more of them. Let's see if Dunn can't interfuse with that. So we can grasp this thing before it comes near us. Nice, that's pinned down and controlled. Lynn, take care of the welding. How do you dodge 100%? Good job, Tarula. Stouty is going to die. My god. Keep them pinned down. Oh, that is bad. So dodge the next 2 attacks. I think we'll need that. We need to focus here. Take a step back and shoot. Tarula. Swap. Apply poison. Silk step and get ready to strike. Good job. Ow! Gotta get rid of this quick. Can we kill the watchman in time? Okay, let's strike. The poison should get it. Nice. Whew, Foxflight saved his life. Come on. 2 in 1, please. Finish him off, Lynn. Damn! There's more? There we go. Unexpected guests. What the? There's someone here. I told you to run. Oh, this is the forge. I guess he's being attacked. Ah. Hey, I can fight, but one greatsword isn't gonna take these down. Get in here and help me. I see. Well, not to worry. It's not like we're dying and we don't have a healer or anything. Let's go, Mudrick. Shit. Freaking fire belch. And he's gonna die already. Ah, god damn it. Gotta get in there. Too far, too far. You need to get out of there, Mudrick. Stay with the party. And the fire is just spreading. Shit. Those wildlings. Final moment. This wasn't supposed to happen. Stouty collapses and suddenly there's something wrapping itself around Tarula's heart. Turn it into anger, or turn it into a shield. Tarula will turn this into anger. Tarula becomes something stronger than herself. He's dead! Oh shit! We lost another one! This freaking fire belcher needs to die. First. Oh, you pissed her off. And dodged. Jesus. Come on. We're gonna lose another one. Yeah, get your own fire. Ha! I don't know why you did that, but thank you. And Lynn is dead? Mortal choice. The hit is worse than Lynn had braced for. He struggles to stay up. Ugh. Thought I was made of tougher stuff than this. Everything goes slow and dim. Better back off. Next time, maybe. Another day, perhaps. I can be patient. Coward. Not broken, but perhaps a bit bent. Lynn slips away. Please be it. We just lost another one. And they just admitted their feelings for each other. Poor Tarula. And Lynn leveled up from that. This is useful, untouchable, but shield shear is what we need. Get rid of people's armor. Tarula lost so much. Tarula draws back using a ranged attack on the first enemy who enters a threatened tile. So that's an ambush shot, but she's been melee so far. Tarula has +1 range. Nah. Once per combat as his 5th action, Tarula can call on wind spirits to guide her to a distant tile. That is useful. Thornfang. Huh. Let's go for Windwalk. Get some positionals. Let's think of something new here. When allies stand directly adjacent to introduced objects, they gain +1 damage. Soul Splitting. This will help with survivability. Soul Splitting. Zora couldn't have been more help. I couldn't quite fight like I used to. Don't apologize. Without you, it would have even been worse. It barged in here and tried to hide behind the furnace. Why would they go after their own kind like that? They wouldn't. There's something different about this one. I want to keep it around and see if I can compare it to the other Morthagi. I can take care of the rest of the mess, but do you think you could help me drag? Well, sure. Hey, listen, we appreciate all you've done so far, but I have to ask, are those deepest tattoos? It's embarrassing, actually. I went through one of their initiation rituals years ago. They made some intriguing claims about life extension, and I was into that sort of thing. The promises didn't pan out, and they ended up being pretty unpleasant characters. Cults come and go, but tattoos are forever. Teach your kids that one. The death here's today won't be for nothing. I feel somewhat responsible. I'll help you get to the bottom of all this. Every fight's a risk, we know that. This one just happened to be at your forge. What remained of the Heartbreakers curled into the corner of the forge that night. Tomorrow would bring its own tasks. We lost another one of the original. It's only Dun Walden left, the last of the OG crew. Stouty Belling fell in battle at Brave Mirror Mesa. I'm sorry to see you go, friend. What is best? We shall construct a tomb to commemorate his story. He'll be buried beside Ulpis. Ulin? Stouty deserves to be remembered. Shit. Chapter 1 is done, and 10 years of peace follow. We lost 2 members. Stouty lost his best friend, and Tarula in turn lost her love. That was pretty rough. That is a pretty rough first chapter. We lost 2. During the years of peace. Tarula would always find excuses to visit me in Ironworks. Her pan wouldn't sit flat. Her fire poker wasn't pokey enough. Whatever the reason, it had absolutely nothing to do with the strikingly handsome smith who sometimes brought his work there. Tarula, she's moved on. In the 10 years, Stouty would have wanted her to move on. Will she find love again? Or has she lost too much to feel it? Tarula was visited once by a man cloaked in ivy. The spirit lay out 3 futures for Tarula to pick from. After much soul-searching, one was finally picked. While out for an evening stroll, Lynn accidentally locked eyes with a forest squirrel. Their friendship would endure the passage of harsh winters and joyful springs. Hey! Don't wrinkle your nose at me. Think my cologne's too strong? The first harvest from the fields around Stagcrest Threshery was a little off. No one could pinpoint exactly what was wrong, but everyone agreed that the flour tasted rusty. 10 years passed, and we lost most of the crew. How unfortunate. Well, we should gear up. I think you need better armor. Can't craft it yet, though. I can't craft this link mail. And we need to craft you a better weapon. Maybe you could go with a spear this time. And you with your spoon. We need a better... We'll get to craft you a wand. Can we craft anything else? Poison. Torch. I think that's it. We could give her a better bow or a better dagger. Viper Chains Grim. More stunt damage and more damage. But I'll lose my water. Stunt effect refunds an action point. I think it'll be useful. So we can keep stabbing away. We're fine for now, but Tarula's been through a lot, chat. We already had a Shaggy in the last campaign. Maybe this is his reincarnation. Ah, a flashback? Urk, you're back. I was so worried. When you wrote about that horrible immortal mechanical nonsense, I was afraid you'd lost your mind. Nonsense? I'm completely serious. Gasp. Why are you making that face? There's a plague out there. I'm telling you, I found a way for us to bypass death. And you're making that face. You can't bypass death. What you're talking about, that's something else. That's something unnatural. Abominable. The Mothagi have always been tools. We've used them to achieve countless other things. So why not this? I see. I think that's why that Morthagi was acting differently. It's probably the consciousness of Urk in that Morthagi. Lynn had visited Mudrick a few times. They picked apart Morthagi elbows and made up stories about the ancient mortificers over jugs of wine. They dug into the body of the strange Morthagi as well, but Mudrick remained puzzled as to how it worked. So when Lynn received an urgent invitation to the forge, he set off immediately. Thank you. Listen. I have very important, potentially dangerous information. I knew I had to share it with you. Of course. You might even say I'm honored to be the person that you'd come to. First... Hey Lynn, about time. We've been waiting for you. I'd start with pleasantries, but there's nothing pleasant about this. A wave of Morthagi has been moving across the countryside. A little further out, closer to Four Tooths, but causing just as much destruction. Based on the way they're spreading, it seems like they originated in Fregata Garden. I've had some amazing cheeses from there. Well, if we weren't motivated by duty or glory before, now we can add cheese to the list. There are almost certainly some of the old Mortificers' workshops there, and I wouldn't be surprised if... Mortificers are still around? No, but the workshops are. And some Morthagi can manufacture more of themselves without a person overseeing the process. So, the Heartbreaker sets out again. Right. Every day we wait. I'm finishing up a better weapon, but I'll try to meet you at Dusty Fend Waterworks. I had a feeling this would happen. Any insights? No. It's standard in some ways, but then the core of it is bizarre. Something complicated is going on here, but I can't figure out exactly what. Huh. Excuse me. You have the body of my friend in there. You kept it in decent condition. I appreciate that. Apologies. This must be strange. Not at all. Yes, it is strange. But I have many questions for you. The shadows deepen. All monster groups will draw an extra monster card in every battle. And we are not even equipped. Our objective is to clear all Morthagi sites before tackling them at the source. Where to begin? Perhaps we should pass through Stagcrest Threshery, scout fresh timbers, and recruit someone at Four Tooths. Let's do it. Man. Tarula was supposed to be a poet, and now she has a lot of tragedy to fill her verses. What's wrong? I sense magic. Morthagi! No, this feels more like something is lingering. Come on, it's this way. What is it? It's an overgrown mess, that's what it is. Help me uncover it. There we go. Ah, that's a nice strong font. What a rush. What are you talking about? We just pulled some weeds. I don't feel anything. It's a font of spell thread. It feels like someone is pouring honeyed sunlight woven into strands of fire through my body. Honeyed sunlight? Yes, sunlight and starshine. While at the same time, it's an unfurling to the world around you, to the spirit of a place or thing. Objects have spirits? Well, not like conscious ones. It's more that we're connected to everything. Spell thread, woven between all of reality. Sometimes I feel like there's an entire world that I'm missing. What happens when you touch it? Oh, well, no. Let's try to build them as friends. Well, that's how I feel when you talk about tactics. Or when you were describing how combat flows for you the other day. Oh, how we get into a sort of rhythm. You said it's like dancing, and I can't imagine feeling that way. Aww. Now kiss. We're in 2 spell threads. Well, it's a time for healing. 10 years have passed. Tarula is 39 years old already. Damn. Let's see if anything updated from them. She's still a snarky poet. That's great. Let's build a station here. Earn some resources. Everyone loves new clothes. We should help as we can. An outfitter provides hide and fabric. I like both. Four Tooth's tailoring families have selected the spot for an outfitter or a weaver works or even a well-removed tannery. One of these would help provincials prosper. We still have some time. Outfitter established. Very good. Time to scout fresh timbers. And we see our first enemy. Induce a mine. But first, adventurers like you die by the 1,000 every day, says Sanguine. The cast keeps changing. We lost 2 people this time, Korgol. I wonder if their graves are still here. Yeah, they both perish here, and I love it because these 2 are best friends. And we bury them together. Ulz and Stouty. Now, the sad thing is, Tarula and Stouty just admitted their love for each other before they made a final stand. And in the next adventure, Stouty was burned alive. Imagine that. Tarula flung into a fit of rage and unleashed this upon the enemy, but Dun is the last remaining one among his group of friends. And these 2, and Lin is the new recruit who we don't exactly really know who he really is yet. He did flee from battle, he deserted us, so you know, kind of trust issues going on there. Tarula lost an eye and a friend, and she's still at it. I'm pretty sure she writes poetry every day, fueled by such passion. But for now, she continues the fight against the Morthagi. Before that, I will use the bathroom. Be right back. And we're back. We can all help the world in different ways. Let's see if our heroes, after 10 years, can still handle it. They hike a mulchy hill above Delusa mine, making their final approach. The trees here actually look younger than the wider woods. Kind of odd. Why do I feel like this sometimes? The heat and happiness, a luster, go grey and cold inside me. What does that mean? Should I say something? Lin's leading the way, and it's he who spots the warm glow ahead. Did it flicker to life just now? Or maybe it had only been hidden behind trunks? Yeah, this place is pretty removed. The clatterbones must have a reason for massing here. I too find them to be an irresistible puzzle. Well, we'll let you ask him though, if you're so anxious to understand. Guys, I think there's a campfire ahead. Might be someone. Campfire? Could be a random traveler. And I'll be hostile, but I'll stay ready. Oh no, this isn't a gout of flame swirls amid these saber rocks. Silent, bright, and smokeless. It's not a place to hang your kettle. Bizarre, don't you think? I wonder why it's hot. I wonder why it's not hot. Not hot? It's blistering. I feel it. Lynn, you okay? Do you hear stories? Or is that just my mind that hears them? Lynn moves nearer to the spiraling inferno, apparently unscorched. Lynn! My blood, my heart. It's beating. I remember one tall story. It's brief. It's for children. In early days, the sky's back was not so stiff. She bent and saw a handsome gray squirrel who'd climb to the top of redwood. Lynn, you're getting really close. The squirrel, he chatted to her blithely, how he relished her stars in the autumn wind, took comfort when she cast her cloudy hair. He thanked her for letting the sun thread through it. The sky was young then. She listened, rapturous with language, and was smitten. So when she watched him plant his forests and watched the trees grow tall where he placed them, the sky thought to impress him by planting her own. A lightning arm she gently lowered, and a great tree of scarlet was born. But it was a greedy tree. It grew and grew, and grew so large it consumed the forest the squirrel had planted. And without time for a word, words took too much longer to say in those days, it swallowed the squirrel's body too. So the sky began to wail, a terrible gusting grief that left her face flushed dark. And the first rain was her tears, and the ocean filled with them. After all, thinking on the smile of that intrepid squirrel, she will weep. Now, ever after, thinking on the smile of that intrepid squirrel, she will weep, and the world will feel rain. That's the story I remember. And this place remembers. It's a piece of here. Something left behind. And what does that mean? Stories of fire! You don't hear them? They leap and lick at my imagination. At this altar once, people would gather and tell them. But they're dead now. Those people are dead. The flame somehow endures. Lynn, come away! You should be burning! How are you not? Listen, I'm going to let it touch me. You're entranced, aren't you? Lynn, you're not thinking straight. The fire in me, I'll carry it. Its heat and memories. In myself, Lynn reaches into the flame. Yeah, these comic sections are great, Sanguine. This is actually a procedurally generated game, but there's also handwritten stories in it. Handcrafted stories in it, and I guess these are the comic bits. Lynn reaches into the flame. But, Lynn, no! He leans close and lets the fire climb his wrist. It's alright. I'll be alright. He stands unharmed as flames file up his arm, orderly as ants. But then... Lynn! A sudden mass of fire wreathes Lynn's body. Just as it seems the whirling flames will devour him. They retreat into their coals. Lynn stumbles back a few steps. What in... Lynn, here, my canteen's still full, let me... No, keep your water. It's not painful. A little warm, like wearing an arm sock. In truth, I've always felt my heart was born to burn like a golden star. I meant to carry an ember in me, and to let it blossom into a brilliant flame. Tearing bracken and the mechanical mash of gears announces a nearing enemy. Figure things out if we survive. We earned a legacy point. Interesting, we have another fire transformation now. Let's see what he can do. Alright, Lynn Blackwile. Cone of Fire. Shoots a blast of fire from your hand. Let's do that. What was that? Tarula, surprised to see fire shoot out of Lynn's arm. Gathers herself and decides to take the shot. She will silk step first and get ready to take the shot. Interfusing with the rocks. Done. Is going to fire discs at these creatures. Nice. Cone of Fire. Holy crap. This is crazy. Alright, Lynn, well, we could use your powers back here. Oh, damn welding. Shouldn't rush in like this. Swap weapon, apply poison, and go for the backstab. Right, what can we do here? Boiling liquid burns away armor and gnaws at the enemy's flesh. Let's keep him pinned down. Shit. Fire again. Move out of there, done. Let's try and extinguish the flame, or... well, let's pin you down. We can get you later on. Finish him off. Move up, Lynn. Can we interfuse the fire? Oh, we can. What happens when we can? We can fire leash. Jerk a captured blaze to leap through the air, burning fiercely where it lands, dealing half damage to anything that passes through. Don't mind if I do. I can move the flames. Well done. Will this... no, it's worse. Let's salvage it for an ingot. The dust settles. The air smells acrid and burnt. You can control that thing, I hope? This arm? Yeah, Can't you talk for a second, Lynn? You belong to a different order of nature now? Or what? Alright, so I really did hear something, right? Whatever presence was there is in the altar, the flames, it spoke in me more than to me. Like the chorus of my primal ancestry. I heard them offer stories to the altar. Kavon of the summer, the queen of embers, the sun thief, and the empire of ashes. Or softer stories, like that little yarn about the sky and the tree of life. I heard them, these flame keepers. People who drove their herds and built their shelters here, who poured out their mysteries by this altar they must have carved, and... Anyway, the point is, you're always going to elect to have a firearm, if you at all can. Well, who am I to tell you otherwise? What'd be the point also? At least you can probably start a campfire pretty quick, huh? That'll be nice. Maybe. You're worried for me, aren't you, Dunn? It'll be fine. You'll get used to it. And you're not going to tell me off, are you? Where would I be if none of us took risks? Shit, enemies get more health. Well, let's do our due diligence and secure the mine. While Dunn can go ahead and recruit. And the rest of you... Remember, kids, cleaning up is about wanting it for yourself, not just doing it because you're told to. Okay. Burn what's not useful, get it ship shape. You got a firearm now, let's use it. Now we're gonna go for the random generator here. Did I do this correctly? Alright. 4 on a 4-sided die. Randomized 4 times. New recruit. A snarky romantic. Renithia. Any good storytellers around here? Some can turn a good word. But our stories have grown stale and hold the attention of only the youngest and dullest these days. What we need is a fresh saga. Heroism, drama, violence and sacrifice. Nah, not necessarily in that order. And I know that I could bring them this gift, except... I don't have any experience with any of those things. But, if I lived a life like yours... Well, why don't you? We'll train you up, and I can guarantee you'll have more material than you'll know what to do with. I've got some choice adjectives for Gorgons if you need any. Aha! Since Dunn recruited her, maybe we could use another mystic. We already have a rogue and a warrior. Let's have another mystic on hand. Well, prepare your recruit. 70 days remaining. Holy crap. Alright, site secured. It's gonna provide us resources at the end of each chapter. I guess we can't move here. We can move here though. Scout. A long way to go. Wasp Cliffs. And let's scout this area as well. We have some legacy points to cancel these cards. But it's gonna cost a lot. What is the most painful thing here? Oh, Gorgons are back. Well, I think we can handle this. Let's save up our legacy points. Was that the right choice? I have no idea. We're already having such a hard time. Shit. We're ambushed. And we split the party. Why did I do that? The ominous feeling Tarula awoke with serves her well. A furtive shadow darts down the next slope, blurred like a falling stone. But it is no stone. Tarula, what do you sense? Trauvin. We got to be patient to escape effectively. They take positions, ready their equipment, and prepare to move just as their enemy looms upon the next rise. The eerie ruins that model these hills can be shelter, places to hide, if they can reach them. So we gotta escape. Draugen, huh? Well. See one of them. No time to deal with them. Just move. Windwalk. Over here, Lynn. Hurry up. She's fast. Upon reflection, maybe discretion is the better part of valor. Right, continue scouting. And we have a new recruit. Let's gather here first. Renivia's ready for departure. Alright, as a mystic, she can interfuse with objects. Let's try something we haven't done before. Aha! Compulsion! Renivia briefly interfuses with an enemy and forces it to move where she pleases. Control. Or she can pin them with arches. Let's go with compulsion. This can go well with Lynn's use of fire. Cool tricks. Now let us meet Renivia Trallshaft. Renivia Trallshaft, the snarky romantic. Raised in a wealthy militia family, Renivia couldn't help mocking the elaborate pomp and ideals of her parents, even at an early age. She found work, peddling perfumes for a span of years, flattering fat nobles, and flirting with the finer few. It was a living, but she couldn't do it forever. She fought for her friends. So her hooks are proud, wanderlust, and loyal. Okay. So, wealthy family, didn't want anything to do with that. Left. Got it. Let's see how you do in combat, Renivia. Oh, Hiddendale has a new recruit available. So far away, though. We're gonna need all the help we can get. For now, let's deal with this. Okay, I've got one. Favorite fruit? The fruits of Ontlebus are the sweetest. Cute. Okay. It's me turn. It's my turn. Favorite? Think you fight. That's like asking my favorite rash. Least favorite, then? Might have to be Drauven. Is that because they're over the next hill? It's a beast or a construct that's just blindly destroying. But Drauven, when you get close enough to look in their eyes, you see hatred staring back at you. And here I am, making a career out of them. I'm not that old, right? Sometimes I wonder if it's not too late to start over somewhere. I wouldn't, though, realistically. It'd reek of abandonment. Well, we appreciate that. What about you? What keeps you here? Honestly, I still remember Stouty, and I'm just following a breeze. The breeze blows me, and I see where it leads. It's led me here. But sometimes I feel like I had very little to do with that. Your battlemate is a flighty little bird, it turns out. No. I respect that. Diplomatic of you. I'm not exactly a pillar of shining light myself. Got enough enemies out there. Don't make yourself one too. There. Draven do a fine job of that. We're getting close. Aha! Stunt chance doubled. That'll be useful. We haven't faced these in a while. Draven. Alright. Open area. We gotta get rid of that storm throat. This one killed Ulz last time. Let's have Lyn go forward first and blast them with fire. Haha! This is so powerful. Right, Renivia, show us what you got. Let's cage him up. Let's move in for the kill, Tarula. Quick and easy. Move up. Alright, done. Can you kick down the door? I guess not. Not yet. Renivia, let's go. Open the door. See one of them. And another one. A haunt. Spectre step. Okay, we have to lure it out. Shark trap. Spin them down. Oh, shards on the floor are like shark fins. I feel like burning this one. Ha! Oh shit! Ow! Sneak attack. And he healed. Well, shit. Chain you down. Renivia, come on. Move here? What are these exclamation? What are these points. Huh. Okay, that is weird. What did I do? Anyway, no time to think. Just strike now. And strike again. Shit. Alright, get in line. And burn this guy. There we go. So powerful. Holy shit. Haha. That's great. Get rid of his cover. So I can wind walk and silk step. Nah, let's move around here. And silk step behind you. What does this do? Greater constrict. Easy. Yeah, this would be good for Anivia. Plus 1 stealth damage. Welcome to the team, Renivia. Secure it. Knowledge of one's enemies is healthy soil in which to plant the seeds of victory. Nice. Swinebury returns to the common folk. We could use another recruit, but 72 days until the next incursion. We should stay up here, fight off the incursion, and then maybe recruit people before heading to the final location. Hopefully we can stop the incursion before it spreads. Cald frog poplars. And gorgons. A weird rhythmic noise filters through the trees. It's getting louder. So you have noticed? Over here! An ancient ox leans its bulk against the beech trunk. Blood pools from its panting muzzle. The thing's sick or something. The ox doesn't flinch from Dunn's approach. He notices a wound at the base of its neck. There's something here. There's something in there. Blue. What looks like a blue pomegranate seed. But it's as big as my fist. I've got skilled fingers. Let me try and dislodge the seed. Dunn makes a concerted effort, but it's too slippery. The seed burrows deeper in. The ox charges off in agony, knocking Dunn to the forest floor. Glows flare in the forest all around. Stand firm. Damn, we tried to help the ox. Ended up making it worse. So, corrupted wildlife and fire spirit. Hey, you. Hold up. Let's constrict the bogmoor first. Lynn, let's see if you can capture the fire spirit. This is so appropriate for Lynn. It's alright, little one. But what a story you'll make. Free, free. Choose, enchant the spear or get a legacy point. I want a fire spear. Ebb and Fall. A well-made spear imbued with the chaotic flaring spirit of fire. Nice. Thank you, fire spirit. Let's construct a raccoon. Or continue the Bogmore. Apply poison. Move. Silk step. Damn. Ah, I hate you, raccoons. Constrict again. Shit. Finish him off. Kill that raccoon before he gets a chance to attack us. Nice. You are really... It's so awesome, this ability of hers. Probably through that door? Huh. Ah! There you are. Well. Let's block them from entering, shall we? Anything I can interfuse with? Blinding nearby enemies. Just for good measure, let's blind it. Ow. Shit. Hold me in. Oh no. Oh no. No, done. Ah, shit. He can't get out. Cone of fire? You need to get out of there. Done. Move here. Come on, discus. No compulsion. Move away, Rager. Shit, she can't make it. She'll get ready to strike then. Ow. I hate that tongue. Good. Let's move you in here. So that I can actually strike. I can't strike yet. Fine. Splinter Blast. I'm gonna hurt everyone in the party, so no. Keep trying to pull me in, Bogmore. Not gonna fall for that. Let's move in. blocked it. God. It's so cramped in here. Right, interfuse with this. Let's burn you alive. Do I have a shot from here? I do. There we go. Going smoothly so far. Another set of link mail. You get the sense that the forest never... You get the sense that the forest grieves. It's like seeing the sadness of the old, ain't it? That's what I compare it to. You feel you want help. Not sure you can. Maybe afraid of the responsibility it could land you with. That's one thought. I suppose, I mean. It's not a human thing so much. It's not a direct, like... I don't know what it is. Sure. It's pointless worrying, maybe. Guess I just love to see things more at peace. Gorgons. Didn't think I'd encounter you in this arc. I guess we have time to secure it. Save time. Stracklor chimes. Returns to the common folk. Who do we have left? Right, we have one more location there. Let's build Stoutie's tomb on the way, and Tarula, I guess, will reminisce. But first, let us gather. And the incursion arrives. Morthagi in great number move to attack your lands, driving peaceful folk before them, leveling homes in hallowed places. Where are they starting? Perfect! Right in the way of Stoutie's tomb. Alright, let's do this. So we're gonna move right now. We can gather or just patrol it. Wait for them to come. Let's stop the incursion. Oh, we cleared the infestation already. They're almost here. Just a bit more. Calamities. You know, let's let everything happen. There you are. Intercept. Fully healed, ready to go. They don't know. They don't seem to know we're here. Let's make a plan. Renivia, our newcomer, suggests start fires and exploit the confusion. Oh, you poor, poor fools. The Heartbreakers gain temporary damage. +1 bonus damage. Okay, sommeliers and a butler. Let's have a look-see. There you are. Let's try to make a trap for you. Nah. Destroy your cover with a bit of discus. Nice. Right, move up. Yeah, come here, you bastards. Bone link, huh? What does bone link do? Stronger together, I think? Oh, shit. Uh-oh. What? Okay, this is bad. Come on, cone of fire. Yeah, we can get them all. Can we get them with a splinter blast? Area of effect time. Yes, we can. Make sure we're clicking the right thing. Oh, that feels good. Right. Backstab it, Tarula. You better move. Now, windwalk. Where can I place myself? Let's get around from the back. Alright. First, let's bone lance this thing. Nice. Ouch. Pen the coals. Sweep the floor. Ow! Shit. Right, you should not be there. More folk cards. Oh no. Silk step away. I'm gonna go in the defensive here. Shit, they blocked that. Can we catch another gout? Can we catch him in another blast, I think? Shit, but Lynn's gonna get hurt. I can reach him from here with a cone of fire. Alright, this is good. Interfuse. Let's move the flames. I like this combo. We need a healer though. Oh, you heal then. This is bad. Very bad. Will we have to flee? Right. Come on. Discuss. Hit. Bounce. Don't have enough. Protect them, Lynn. Let's give them more fire to play with. Come on, Renivia. Move the flame. That's it. And they have their own fire belch. Oh, I don't like this. We may have to retreat. Shh. Damn it. Oh, this isn't looking good, chat. Oh no! Mortal choice. We need to flee. His drums. His heart drums against his ribs. His veins flow with a primal fire. He hears its whisper as he did that first day when it climbed his arms and tickled his sides. It promises a swift and beautiful end. Lin dies, exploding and dealing 8 damage to 3 nearby enemies. Is he ready to make this choice? But Tarula is also going to die. This is it, chat. No. His story is not over. Or is it? I need to check how many people are in my vicinity. No, this is it. He'll become one with the stories. He only has to let go. The flames leap like a tightly coiled spring and surround him. They blend into one and burst, raining fire on their foes. The hit is worse than Tarula had braced for. She struggles to stay up. Some problem at the end. Not the one I would have written. Everything goes slow and dim. Tarula's our survivor. Better back off. Next time, maybe. How long can she... For how much longer can Tarula survive, chat? Another day, perhaps. I can be patient. Not broken, but perhaps a bit bent, Tarula slips away. These are just deadly. These butlers? Holy crap. We need to retreat. Unless we can take them down. I don't think so. We can move it into the fire. Maybe we can survive one more assault. Or maybe we should retreat. Let's try retreating. That's how we retreat. Got it. Can they both reach it? Yes, they can. Done! We can't stay here! Len sacrificed himself for the rest of the party. I'm sorry. Lynn Blackwile fell in battle at Quiet Spruce Woods. I'm so sorry to see you go, friend. What is best? We shall construct a tomb to commemorate his story. Len deserves to be remembered. And we couldn't stop the incursion. We need to retreat and recruit help. We're caught in the back foot again, chat. I think we need to make a stand again on Ardenland Seal. Random. Roll once. Cowardly leader. Heart. And then Hot ran leading into the Mothagi. Pitchfork welding like a windmill. It would have been hilarious if it wasn't. Hey, don't get me wrong. I was worried about you. At least I did something. Instead of bolting. How many were there? 2, maybe? Maybe 3? So more like 6 or 7, counting the ones you couldn't see. Don't get me wrong either. I admire your courage. But you know what they say. You can't flank a Drauven with one mystic. Is that what they say? I can't get done to stop saying it. Well then. I can pack up and join you as soon as tomorrow. Just like that. Great. I like your style. What's your specialty? I'm a warrior. Will we be able to do this, chat? That is a strong incursion. We did not cancel out the cards and we are suffering for it. Come on. Oh no. Arrived at Freedown. Prepare defense. Are they going to be coming down here? No, I think we have time to go to Stagcrest Threshery. Let's defend there. Prepare defense. My best guess would be ear. That laid attack, I mean. Let's build tier 3 defenses. I don't think we have time, but we can try. Alright. Join us, Heart. 2 reaction strikes per turn. That's awesome. But as a swift action, Heart can enable, which grants plus the armor and warding. We need that. He shall tank for us. Are there any other recruits? Apparently not. Oh, here they come. And they're not even going there. They're going to Ardenland Seal. Here we go, chat. Losing everything again. Okay, we gotta cancel this. Who are these? Ugh. Let's cancel 2 of them. Look at that deck. Right. Let's intercept them. Or not. Oof. Incursion exhausted on defenses. The defenses held up. Oh, wow. Okay. That is good. We need to rebuild these places. How long does it take? 26. The Levy Forge is made habitable once again. Now, we can bury our friends. Renivia. Fair defenses. Two tombs. Too soon. In memory of Lynn. Right, we built some defenses, and in memory of Stouty. Lost so many. Time to take the fight back to them. The Unstilled Heart. This equipment is not up to standard. Opportunity. I'm not sure what to do with opportunities. See what I mean? These weapons could probably scatter a dinner salad, not much else. You know, Dun, you might be right. The Heartbreakers keep a storeroom full of used, cast-off, and recovered equipment. It's what they assign to new members and volunteers. Not an inspiring assortment at all. So you think we can unleash some help? And you know what to find it? The man I have in mind is famous enough. Sedigan Davey keeps most of these himself, sure. But you're not a famous bladesmith if no one knows where you are. Certainly the metal merchants know. If you need blades, bladesmiths who you ask. Am I wrong? Thinking back to my first battle, clumsy feet, no armor, little actual skill, and not even a real weapon. How did I find the nerve? Leave tomorrow and we'll be back all the sooner. I hope we sorted out how we're paying for all this. Let's go. And we were ambushed. Their camp is clearly visible from the rocks above. Dunn understands that now. The scrape of metal on pine bark, swish of branches, the click-clack of bony limbs. Close now, too close. Mothagi, you sense something. What is it? Got to be patient to escape effectively. We've lost too much already. They take positions, ready their equipment, and prepare to move just as their enemy rips through the ferns and bracken. The hope may be to flee to the fastness of the deep forest, string their pursuers out over roots, boulders, needle-hidden pits, finally elude them. Shit. Butler. Are we fast enough for this? Right. First, you need to stay alive. Interfuse. Interfuse. Maybe you can get one along out of the way. Silk Step. Oh, they're right behind us. Shit. Move. We can kill it. No. Ah, Trula's in the way. Swap weapon. Apply poison. And backstab it. Alright, now we move. Get out. Time to move. Your turn, done. Huh. We took care of them. Good job. Great work, Dunn. Why, thanks, Dunn. I thought so too. And now where were we? We were supposed to gather and take this opportunity. Heroes continue their quest. Renivia, you can stay and prepare defenses. Let's hope this is worth it. The journey to Sedigan's Forge isn't particularly hard going. Turns out many can point Tarula and Dunn on their way. Sudden Forest meets them on the hills, branches laced with black warblers. They camp on the path. Stars, scattered and strange. The poet in me always looked at them the way natural-born wanderers gaze at a map of some distant country. I once wondered if... No, I believed I would travel to them when I was old enough to go. Once, I believed that. In the morning, they arrive at their destination. Sedigan Daffy? You know my name. That's fine. You come with custom. I'm Tarula. This is Dunn. We're looking to get some weapons done. Solid pieces and handsome ones. Easy for learners to love. The bladesmith eyes them over. Humph. Then heads inside. Better plans are made with tea on the table. My mother's wisdom. Explaining who they are and why they've come takes just a short while. The tea is earthy at its base, clouded with overly sweet gobs of honey. So what you'd really be doing would be contributing to the lives and safety of the people. Our land, our lives, everyone. Interesting. Been a while since I've been asked for a volume task like that. And since you're appealing to my altruism, I'll assume you have nothing to trade. Well, not nothing. We've brought rare ores, 4 ingots. Boom. Rare, huh? Let me be the judge. Sedigan the smith examines the ingots they brought. It's not pit-stricken, I'll give you that. Alright then. These beauties included, there's one more errand you can do and we'll call it a fair trade. Which is how they ended up rooting for seldom seen mushrooms in the deep woods. There's something pale growing by that rock face. Welder caps? Or else it's stones or toadstools. They'd been at it a whole week now and only found 3. One of which Dunn had eaten. It did produce an exceptional amount of gas, so that's useful to know at least. They reached the rock face, a sharp change in elevation that splits the forest. And there, huddled in the damp earth, welder caps in great number. Potent fumes rise out of them, a smell close to wet beast. Shouldn't we keep some for pranks? 1 or 2 in the stew and the party turns real musical. Grrr. But as they move to collect the trove, a raggedy cry rings out. Bravo! Another assailant drops from the heights. Oh shit. All heroes! Walling provides no armor this combat, so we gotta rush him. Ravelin and Granger, a pair of roving killers, they're exiles with outsized ambitions and hungry-looking teeth. Killers, huh? Well, I have something to say about that. Silk Step. Well, we should get in cover. Oh, I used up my movement. Stalwart it is, then. Guardian, come at me. Alright, we gotta get rid of that storm throat. That bird is annoying. Finish him off. Got him. And you, when walk away, please. Let's see what we have here. We need to pin you down, Haunt. Can't move now. What? Well, shit. Apply poison. Silk step behind. Keep him pinned down. Critical hit. And we survive. Good job, Heartfen. Autumn Queen's Knight. A well-made dagger. I guess you could give it to Heartfen. But we don't really need it. Let's give it to him. He could use something. Wave Stroke. A great spear, however. Aha! Let's replace the root club. And Winter Shard, a great axe. Wait, this is all for Heart. Damn it. Well, it said an ice goddess came from the stars, and the first Winter Shard was an axe she gave unto womankind. Their ever-cold blades freeze blood even as they hew limbs. Interesting. Hey, maybe this would work. I don't know if they can use this. Let's try to give it to Tarula for now. This will be a big improvement. I'm surprised they tried that. They might have been scouts. Let's not waste time. They collect the Gwelder caps and set out again for the smith's house. You know, if we were ordinary folks foraging the woods, we'd most likely have died back there. That's a weird thing to think about. If we were ordinary folks, I doubt we'd be out here at all. A roaring forge welcomes them back. Let's see your haul. That night, the man sautés these rare mushrooms in butter and garlic. The whole house fills with the aroma, first acrid, then nutty. There's truly nothing better. Cooking them does make them easier in the tummy, in case you were worried about sleeping in close quarters. Soon enough, the work is done. Tarula and Dunn bid the smith farewell and go on their way with new weapons in tow. Don't tell me you're thinking about the stars again. No. Thinking about my friends. Thinking about Ulz and Lynn and Stutton. Poor old Stutton. Oh, really? It's just that for a long time I felt like there was nothing expected of me. A lot of it came from my own thing. My vision of the... Anyway, I was supposed to make some kind of breakthrough one day. I thought, have a moment of truth. Moment of truth? But it's never like that, is it? Changes aren't so sudden in people. And growth's not for us to accomplish alone. So I'm glad for my friends. Helped me become what I was supposed to become. Walked with me, guarded me life, taught me when they could, and accepted me own correction, learned with me. So I... Wow, this is weird, isn't it? Thanks That's all I'm trying to say. Can you put it in writing? I want to show everyone. Their return to Fourtooth is looked for, and warmly embraced, and warmly celebrated. The gear they bring will help inspire uncertain hearts to action. Nice. Legacy points. Tarula is now a Bluehorn Hunter. Oh, she could be a bard. She was supposed to be a poet. Tarula reduces the cost of recruit jobs by 1. Plus 5 stunt to all heroes in the party. Nice. Our axe already hobbles people. Yep, so we don't need that. Windwalk, I just use it once. Let's have her retire as a bard. Alright. Again, the incursion is nearing. We should rebuild this. No, let's help with the defenses. Reunite the party. Hope the incursion doesn't come from somewhere. Ah, God, here we go. Alright. Can we do this, chat? Ooh, boy. No, we need to cancel the Morthagi. Alright, that's defended. Hopefully the defenses will hold up. Let's rebuild Fourtooths. Nice. After a great deal of toil, Fourtooth is mostly standing again. The townsfolk have suffered, but they're used to rebuilding. The sun will shine dimmer in their lives. And we get to recruit someone. Yes! Let's do it. Let's go for another roll. 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goofish Hothead Orion. Sorry I'm late. I got held up for a few decades. Orion. The Pipsqueak of Hiddendale. All grown up now. Who'd have thought? So, sausages and a stick. It's on me this time. Later. Remember how I used to build monsters out of sticks just to knock them down? Promise you that I was going to grow up and save the world. Your heart was in the right place, even if your aim rarely was. Well, you know how life goes. How you drift away, forget what's important, then look around one morning and wonder what happened. But I promise, I want to make good on that. Oh boy, do I have a job for you then? So we already have a warrior, a mystic, 2 mystics. Let's have another hunter. He did mention a bow, right? Let's prepare him for the battle ahead. You've come at the right time. Let's do this, Orion. Quelling Moss. Coated his weapons in Quelling Moss, his physical attacks have poison 1. As an action, he can toss a flask of burning moss that applies poison to all units in the area. That's good. Nice. Ambush as well. After a ranged attack against him... Whoa. Orion counterattacks with a ranged attack of his own. Damn, okay. Let's go with this archer. Counterattacks are nice. Now let's intercept them. Let's go. Just in time. Let's defend the place. Alright, you have plenty of heroes here, so only 2 farmers will join the fight. It's okay. The Marthagi have come. Shapes form where the far light falls, brass gleaming and bones aglow. How should the defenders respond? It'll be a story. You'll grin about it someday. Take the battle to them. Use your knowledge of the land. Stay hidden until the last moment. Fight with cunning. Unfortunately, disguising their paltry force becomes a clumsy mix of cross intentions. Disorder reigns as they hurry to take better positions. Well, shit. Walling provides no armor. Shit. This will be tough, chat. Oh my god. Volley of arrows. It's a pretty defensible position, I would say. Where is everyone, though? Shit, we got split. This is bad. No walling, huh? Shit, I can't even reach them. Maybe rocks? Shit, here they come. Alright. Can reach it over there and discus. Good. Splitting the party, not good. Let's check up north. No, south. There's a gate over there, so maybe they'll hold. Go alongside him. Korana, you're with us now. We need to reunite with the party. Before they're overwhelmed by the butler. Shoot. Oh no. No. Crap. We need to withdraw from this rock. No, discus? We can kill the welding. Nice. Hope this works. Can we pin the butler? Yes, we hit it. Right, move. Can't stay here. Windwalk. And Silk Step. Keep at it. Oh, here we go. Noisy as an anvil tossed down a stairwell, it rolls smoothly back to its feet at each stumble. Damn it. Okay. Tarula's in position to get a volley of arrows in. Nice. Rain death! Nice. Keep moving. You need to get out of there, Orion. No. You shoot. Really heavy defenses, though. Let's fall back a bit and grasp one of them. Shit, I dodged it. What can I interfuse with? Well, Splinter Blast, I guess. And won't reach it. Shit. Compulsion then, to move away. Move all the way back. Come on. Move faster, heart. Man. Korana's fast. At least we mitigated one attack. Oh shit! Patch me behind. Okay. This is bad. Right, let's have Korana get in and land first strike. Nice. Good stunt. Can you finish it off? Nice. Thornfang. Keep at it. Damn it. Stay in place. Nice. You as well. Shit. Okay. We need another volley of arrows here. First. Stable stalwart. Move over here. Guardian. Stalwart. I think Heart can handle that one. Or let's give him a hand. Right. Rain death again. Villagers pulling their weight. Come on, Orion. Interfuse with something. Trap is set. Ah, you went into range. Well, shit. Finish him off. Are you the last one? Well, I can't move, but I can definitely silk step. Right. Yep, you are the last one. Good. You're in cover. Let's have the villagers take care of this one again. Archers! And incursions defeated. Nice. Now we can continue our patrol. But first, let's meet Orion Chuck. New addition to the party. Orion Chuck is a goofish hothead. Though he grew up a graceful and impassioned dancer, Orion's greatest talent would only reveal itself years after his parents had gone to their early rest. He claimed to have found warmth in the arms of a lostling one winter when he fell and was buried in snow. The shadowy being pitied him, cradled him, and snored like a bear in the cold, blind night. Intent on tying together a crowded and confusing past, he chose an adventurer's life. Interesting. Well, while we still have time, let's clear this area. Clear all more thuggy sites. We shall. This is it. Joe Brock Dam. The Mothaki are around here somewhere. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll fight you soon enough, but first... Knock, knock, knock. What? Who are you? What are you doing here? We're the Upbreakers, but never mind that. This is Joe Brock Dam, ain't it? Home of the best brews this side of Bonnywan. Your spirits have been called the Nectar of the Gods. Yes, this is Joe Brock Dam, and you heard right about my spirits, but I ain't brewed nothing these past few weeks. But why? Thrice cursed Mothaki scum is why. Come on in, see for yourself. Ugh, that's putrid. Foul use of my fine establishment. They got me brewing up this vile concoction for them. I bring them fresh batches every few days in the ruins. Pour it right into their veins. If they have veins, that is. It does something wicked to them, this brew. Makes them faster and stronger. Why are you helping them? They have my wife. Oh, Tarula, I see what you're thinking. So they pour this liquid right into their veins. That's right. You should see how they glow afterwards. How do you feel about making a special batch? What are you planning, Tarula? That we mess with the formula. Later. Are you sure about this? Yes, we're right here. Okay. Hello! I'm here with today's batch. Wow, that's, ew. It's kind of how hummingbirds feed. It's totally gross. Nothing's happening. And they don't look too happy. Get your weapons ready. Well, I guess they didn't like your special brew. Shh. +1 hit point. Crap. Ah, a stone spirit. Hey, come back here. Don't go away. I need your help. Can I risk jumping in combat here? Nah. Now let's rush in. Stone spirit, be still. We're not going to hurt you. Let's enchant the great spear. The snake claim, a well-made great spear, imbued with the deep, booming spirit of stone. Oh, what? It's worse. It's okay, spirit. We don't need that. Alright, let's move up here. And attack. What? Well, shit. That's not working out. So you're a Spectic and you're a melee attacker. Let's hobble you for a bit. Ha! Done with his threads. Right, you are a crossbow user and a melee attacker. Let's interfuse with this and pin you down, melee attacker. Ouch! That hurt. Oh, we've got an axe here. You're not even gonna... You can barely hurt it. We need to give Orion a better weapon. Thankfully, we have greater constrict, which he blocked. Damn it. Alright, finish it off. It hurt like hell. Alright, that's good. Thorn Fang, Silk Step in there. Get in position. Shh. Okay, here we go. Open the door for us. Okay, we need to pin you down. You look scary. Hey, why can't I pin you down? Alright, wait. Fern. Wild Grasp. Target must attack the individual or engage them before attacking others. What? Why can I not attack you? Hold up. I can't see you, I guess. No, I guess not. There we go. Kind of finicky with the controls there. Alright. Let's see if I can't sneak attack him. Nah. Let's have Orion fire first. Pick him off from afar. Pin them down. Take a shot. Hopefully Orion's thing will proc if they attack him with range. Chair. Let's blow that up. Alright, one down. Get you out of cover. Disable Stalwart. Get in there. And slam. Nice. Alright, finish him off, Tarula. Still no level up, huh? Yep, armor for you. Tarula's hands are full. Let's give this to... maybe we can... Applies the poison to your weapon. It'll be delivered to your nest. Blah, blah, blah. Usable twice per mission as a swift action. Is it one-handed? What is a one-handed weapon here? Give it a hard fin. He has to use his dagger though. Yeah. Let's claim it. That's the last of them. You can come out now, Konaru. That was incredible. You're amazing. But Tarina, where is she? Look, over there. Konaru, is that you? Tarina, you came. Of course I did. I couldn't have done it without these folks. I can never repay you, but you'll never want for something fine to drink. Aw, we saved someone. Well, let's secure that. Our job isn't done until we've restored what our enemies left in tatters. Jobrock Dam has been cleaned and put in good order. Our patrol continues. Up here to Roaster Wood. Let's clear them out. Then I think this will be the last one before our final assault. Has anyone seen any of those telltale scrap piles yet? This fog is so thick and can barely see anything. We'll probably hear more Thagi before we see them at this rate. Maybe... oh... that's an awful pretty patch of flowers to be in a gloomy place like this. Funny shape though, eh? Now that you mention it. It's not just me, right? That's a giant, flowering footprint. This rings a bell. This rings a bell. I remember drawing this very clearly, but the context is... give me a minute. What was that? Boom. Boom. There's something moving through the forest. Something huge. The birds flutter out. Hang on. We're near Wet Mel Weaver Works, right? Oh no. The Strider of Wet Mel Weaver Works. What? A giant of terrible beauty, dooming those who look upon it. And you're just remembering this now? Did you say doom? Well, Now I've got to know what this thing is. Are you sure we should go chasing after whatever was huge enough to make that print? Psh, we eat Doom for breakfast. Yeah, but there's Doom and then there's Doom. This would be easier if I could see more than 10 feet in front of my face. Boom. Skrs. Rustle. The Strider! The Morthagi! Don't look, Orion. Shh. Did he... What happened? That looks terrifying, but also quite pretty. Come to me, brave one. Oh, something's happening to him. Creaking. And it's gone. They're close. Get ready. What's on your face? Doom. Oh man, they just keep coming. Alright, how can we handle this? We have to be smarter this time. Lost too many. What happened to Orion? What's that thing on his forehead? I don't know, but Dunn and Nerneva have to start interfusing the shit out of this place. This butler needs to die as fast as possible. And he can't move. He should not move. I need vines here. Pin them. Come on. Yes, it's a hit. Now blast them with rocks. Shit. Can't reach him. Maybe he can be a guardian. You can reach them. But you might expose yourself too much, Tarula. No, we have to kill the butler. Well. Let's see. Do it. And you get another move. Silk step into hiding. Orion, whatever that thing on your head is. I hope it helps. Shit, that thing constructs weldlings. And that hurt. Ow. Get rid of the welding quickly. Shit. Go tanking stance on. Tarula, you need to get out of here. Okay, good hit. Now get out. Really need a healer. Come on, Orion. That thing's not helping you at all. Ah, goddamn weldings. Keep them under control. Alright. Let's throw discs at it. Tough armor. There we go. Tarula's hurting bad. Open the door. There you are. saw him. Okay. Get him away. Nice. And finish it off. Alright, you... need to get back. Nice. Don't shoot Tarula. Good counter. Alright, get in there, done. Let's see what we can interfuse and play around with. Barrage. Shackle. No, barrage will help. Can we hit both of them? Crap. Nope. Well, let's get rid of this one. He's healthy. Alright, your turn, Heart. Let's put the pressure on him. Or maybe we can end this. Alright, we almost lost Tarula again. Heartfen levels up. Heart will counterattack after a successful melee block or dodge. Nah, he's not a ranged fighter. Oh, but if he's stalwart, he also becomes immune to negative status effects. Huh. I think Zealous Leap will help out. So we can keep Stalwart on, but still get in range when we need to. But this is also interesting. Riposte. But he rarely has been blocking because you don't have a shield. Let's go with Zealous Leap. And we have a dueling sword. Huh. But I'm gonna lose the... We can't swap weapons around, apparently. But this is stronger. No, she needs his farm bow. Let's give it to Orion. The Murthagi are mashed apart. Battles led them down a boulderous roam where grey grass matches the cold color. Where grey grass matches the cloud color. Someone doing dragon pictures. Hey, Orion. Old Orion Chuck, the trail walker. You badly hurt. Hmm? So what's your favorite monster? Oh, definitely the tenfold gorilla. Busting big lizards. Always was partial to that. Got to be a classic, like the giant. A race of monstrous folk, different from us. And yet not entirely. The essence of monstrosity lies in a twisting of a human ideal. Those answers are fine, but some of us will always love a dragon. A dragon. Such a romantic figure, really, that it surprises me neither of you said it. I'll always look at clouds and shape dragons from them. Thieglind and Samantha, mighty glypherics of Netherflare. Can't wait until we're around the fire. The stories will soar. Calamity! Murthagi are stronger now with more armor. Now, let us secure Wet Mel Weaverworks and prepare for our final assault. They'll forever be grateful for the work we do. But there's an opportunity. Dunn seeks to bury an old friend. One of the stories Fisk used to tell described the place he went to as a kid. Old Fisk with a young heart said it was his chapel. Wild place and always tussled in pleasant breeze and odor. Sounds like your kind of place. I don't expect to find the pristine, weather-blessed garden that his stories painted. You know how old Fisk was, capable of believing anything. But we owe it to him to make the journey, or I do. The many ways he helped me. Do you have the... His ashes are in an urn. It's in my pack. Never knew how much the old guy meant to you. I liked him though. His sweeping stories. The next morning. Good weather to make good time, or hold on, we have to go back and left the urn. No, he already had the urn. Good weather to make good time. Who shall accompany them on their journey? Well, Tarula's been through a lot. She can't pass up this opportunity. But we will need a warrior. Tarula will keep an eye on things. Heartfen will continue to defend his friends. This opportunity is on the other side. We need to build a bridge. Alright, securing the site is complete. Wet Mel Weaver Works returns to the common folk. They can scout ahead. Hopefully they don't get ambushed. We need to cancel some calamities. The Morthagi are getting too unruly. Don't get ambushed. Stone Duna, huh? Yeah. Why, have you been there before? No, but Stone Duna is where my mentor vanished. Grambane? You've spoken of him before, but you've never mentioned he vanished. Yeah, it was... I don't like thinking of it. The relationship meant a lot to me, and the end wasn't... I wish it hadn't ended the way it did. Sounds painful. Grambane was an herbalist. He headed to Sonduna because rumors had come our way of a terrible illness that had taken hold there. The blue fever, people were calling it. Gorgonism? Yeah, although we didn't know what that then. We had no idea what it was back then. But that was Grambane for you. Healers and herbalists were needed. So off he went. I should have gone too, of course, but that would have implied a big commitment, and I wasn't ready for it then. We argued about it, if you want to know the truth. I figured we'd patch things up when he came back. And then he didn't. No, Tarula. Organs? No, actually, he was found out in the wilderness. He'd been attacked and partially eaten by a bear. I wish I didn't know that part. And I wish I hadn't let him go alone. But there's nothing I can do about that now. High time we set up camp, don't you think? Later. The low clouds are like a sweltering blanket on a summer night. Tarula doesn't know what woke her, but anxiety hums in her bones. She can't possibly lie still. She has to walk. The plain opens up before her, but the oppressive clouds do not break. Some unseen need urges her forward. She was dreaming of Grambane. No surprise after telling Orion that story. And it seems the most natural thing in the world to crest the hill and see him standing there. I could have sworn I must still be... No, Tarula. You're not dreaming. You're awake. You're real. How did you fake your own? Why would you? I am Grambane. And we are more than what Grambane was. Grambane was eaten by a bear. We are the bear. Uh-oh. Now, you shall join us. Ghost bear, its limbs shimmer as it moves, hair like night clouds with the moon inside them. Can Tarula handle this bear? Can she avenge him? Or, no, she's injured. Tarula will not be able to make it out alive. The ghost bear comes. Can she handle this, chat? Will she handle this? Let's see if she can. No. The ghost bear, how strong is it? Wait a minute. It's right there. No, Tarula can't let it go like this. Let's try silk stepping first. Shoot. I don't know if she can survive, chat. But I think she has to do this for Grambane. Let's see. Come on. Oh no! She dies alone. She joins the spirit bear. Tarula folds into the ground. Her eyes search briefly for something, then close. Time stops. And then it starts again. And so ends Tarula. Tarula Singer fell in battle at Stornduna. I should have been there, Tarula. We should construct a tomb to commemorate your story. Wow. She thought she could have made it. We could have just escaped. But no. That is the bear that ate one of her good friends. How tragic. We've lost a lot of people. But alas, that is all the time we have for today. Tarula could have escaped. The exit was right there. But I guess she decided to try and face her destiny. And the ghost bear got her. The party's currently split, dealing with their own problems. But next episode, will we be able to handle the Murthagi in our current state? Will our heroes be able to rally their spirits after the loss of so many of their own? Will other people answer the call to adventure and stop the threat of the Murthagi? All this and more we'll find out next episode. But thank you everyone for tuning in. That was a pretty rough session, I would say. We lost 3 people. And now Dun is the last one remaining. A lot of sacrifice, but a lot of heroic moments as well. Their sacrifice won't be in vain, and we'll make sure of that. Next episode, will complete the opportunity. Rally at Tarula's sleep and find the source of the Morthagi. Wow. That is rough, chat. But there were some good moments in there, and I'm gonna miss them. I'm gonna miss these characters we've lost along the way, but Orion, touched by a forest spirit, we're not sure exactly what that mark on his head is. But this is what happens when you split the party. He should have been there, but instead, Tarula faced the ghost bear on her own. And now the party might blame Orion. Where were you, Orion? No, this is on Tarula. She could have escaped, but she didn't. She tried to avenge her friend, but she failed. Sometimes, the stories don't work out the way we think they will. And so now that bear, we're gonna find that bear, hopefully, and avenge our friends. But what's happening tomorrow? Let me show you what's happening, chat. I've thought about this throughout my playthrough, and I really want to get my hands on Kenna, the Bridge of Spirits. So while you're still here, I'm gonna let you all know now that I'm going to be having a special launch stream starting at 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. as we usually do for special extended streams of Kenna, the Bridge of Spirits. What is Kenna, you ask? Well, allow me to show you the launch trailer. I am Bloody Mary, and actually it's also going to be a test for me to see if I'm going to be able to handle it. But I'm so excited to get to it. I did not expect it to be released today. But Kenna looks amazing. And the reviews are coming in. They're kind of mixed right now, but they say it's a formulaic action-adventure game, blah, 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 blah. But look, this is how it looks, chat. When this was announced last year, I was super excited to get into it. And I just saw it in my newsfeed. Hey, it's releasing today. So tomorrow, chat, on Wednesday at 1 p.m., I'll be playing this game for an extended special stream. For a special extended stream. Kenna, Bridge of Spirits.
I sense suffering here, Spirit. Do you need help?
Death and corruption are all that remain here. Turn back.
My father was a spirit guide. He helped many pass from this life to the next.
So you know what happens to spirits unable to move on.
Ground yourself. Feel the energy of the mountain.
The land has begun to heal. Is this your doing? You carry the same energy that flows through these roots.
And I'll be playing that tomorrow, chat. And yeah, Bloody Mary, I was already thinking, yeah, Bloody Mary probably like this kind of story. This is actually announced around the same time, I believe, when Raya was also making the rounds. And I did enjoy Raya for what it was. I just thought it was pretty lackluster. I actually forgot that I actually watched it last year. Or was it this year? Everything's just blurring together, chat. But yeah, Kenna, the Bridge of Spirits. I'll be playing that tomorrow. Looks amazing. Definitely. It also reminded me of Spiritfarer. I think that's kind of her role here, as well, she literally the Bridge of Spirits, helping them send them over to the afterlife. I don't know much about it yet, aside from the trailers, but we're gonna get into that, and hopefully it's a good game. So that's tomorrow, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. On Thursday, I'll be returning to Deathloop. We're gonna be going through some loops to break it. That's gonna be fun. Friday, I'm back with Life is Strange True Colors, and on Saturday, Ghost of Tsushima. So, non-stop streaming all the way up to Saturday. Hopefully I can do it, but I can do it because I'm really grateful for all the support I'm getting from all you guys. Yeah, Sanguine, so there's something to look forward to each day, something different. Yep, Deathloop on Thursday. We're gonna break another time loop. Will it be the last? Who knows? We have a lot of other stuff lined up. There's so many other games to try out and play, but September has just been sneaking up with me with these surprise releases. And you know that in 2 days, Death Stranding Director's Cut is also being released. I never played the original, so I'm also excited to get into that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing that on stream. Death Stranding. But I have missed a lot of I have missed the whole generation of PlayStation games, so that's why I'm going through Ghost of Tsushima. I might go after Bloodborne with that. Who knows? I'm not sure. It's an exciting month for gaming. And there's another game that I also wanted to play on stream, which was called Medieval Dynasty, which is basically medieval life simulator. A bit Animal Crossing, a bit survival game, and a bit Kingdom Come Deliverance. That's something I'm also considering getting through, but we're not done with our adventures yet. We still have a few campaigns left for Wildermyth, which happens every Tuesday. Kenna is not going to be a very long game, but maybe we'll be able to get through it in 3 sessions. Who knows? But I'm really excited, chat. So thank you once again for tuning in. Have a great day. If you enjoy the content, and if you haven't already, please follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And if you haven't yet, join our community on Discord. The link is down below in the About panels for Twitch. And we also have a YouTube channel where I'll be putting up the VODs eventually, so that for the people who are just seeing this now, because I'm streaming in the dead hours of the other side of the world, hopefully you'll be seeing this now, and hopefully you enjoy the content. But once again, thanks again, everyone. Welcome to the table. Have a great day. Take care.